people that like just got in the game, let's say to work on credit, they've been reading a lot, they've been looking at the internet, but they haven't had the practical experience. Just like with real estate, you can go take all the classes and tests and everything. It doesn't make you a good real estate agent. You got to get out there and sell houses. A practical experience. So I can't tell you enough for what value practical experience has with some people. When I first moved to Los Angeles, after I graduated from college, I got there and I was working for a management company. One of my first days on the job, my boss there was like, hey, okay, so here's your first stop. What you got to do is you're going to have to watch all of those VHS tapes. They've been mailed in from comedians from all across the country. They all want to perform at the Hollywood Improv. It's their best 5 minutes. So I need you to watch them and tell us, who we should bring out to Hollywood. I'm on video 5 and I'm like, dude, we got some good choices here. These guys are funny. But by 300 tapes in, I looked at them and said, no one's funny. No one's funny. There would be no way for me to have broken down comedy down like a science without the practical experience. I was 22. You can't get that. Just like with credit, you can't get it instantly. Okay, but you also got to figure out how much of that is in your head versus how much value does it really hold. There were times being 22 and inexperienced was a huge asset. But I'll tell you what, I started working for that company and I went through in a year, I was just a train wreck. I mean, every day, they didn't even give me a parking space. Every day I'd come out and I'd have a ticket. And then before you know it, I'd have a boot on my car. And I had a tumor. And then I went through radiation. And I'm in California, I'm a college graduate and I just took a job making $19,000 a year. I have a boot on my car. And then Judy, the manager I worked for Sebastian, comes into me and says, hey, HBO's hiring for this talent executive position and I put your name in. And I'm like, for what? I can't do that. And then I got it. And then I remember at the end of the HBO festival that I did, a guy named Craig Manassian, I got a call from him and he said, hey, I just put in you to replace me as a producer on Politically Incorrect. And I'm 23 at the time. I'm going, have you met me? Are you sure? What do I got? I'm 23. What am I doing here? I went in for the interview and I got it. I got it. And it was people believed in me before I believed in me. The reason why I'm going on about this is just the importance that you are speaking into people. You really have no idea. You'd be surprised, actually saying to someone, that little detail, you observing and noticing. You know what? I always notice that your nails always look so nice. When you point out something and you get to genuinely connect with somebody, that's where relationships built. It's like an epiphany I'm learning myself. It's blind react to your own thoughts. That's what I'm saying, is that just like credit cards, just like human beings, just like your own personal self, it's in the details. Don't not pay attention. I heard a woman say that it's the little details that create relationship, right? It's the little things. It's the little tiny things. It's the things that when somebody speaks into you. You ever have that first time? I remember my mom, when I was 12 years old, I was in the car with my mom, asking her questions, of course. I had a lot of questions as a kid. And my mom said, you should be a broadcast journalist. And I said, oh, what? She's like, you just ask a lot of questions, well, what do they do? And then before you know it, you're down a path. You ever have anybody speak into you like that, where they say something to you that literally just it's inciting incident, in a book, where it's a moment that happens that the path is different going forward. I was thinking about that, just about credit cards. If you don't develop a relationship, they can't report what kind of relationship you have. You can't not date at all and then think you're suddenly going to be good at relationships. You have to work on stuff. It's about doing a lot with the little you've been given first. It's little tests. That Mother Teresa quote, that says, having faith in little things is where your true strength lies. And so with credit cards, it doesn't matter that you're only getting a $200 allowance to start. It's what you do with the $200. By then reporting every month that you borrowed $20. Not zero, you can't even really tell you're playing the game or not, but you showed up, you were in control, you didn't go nuts every day. You want to buy a house, you want your credit to be better. Sometimes it's just not a fast answer. But it is something that like you have to start developing into a daily discipline. Did you ever have anybody like really talk into you? Speak into you, encourage something in you that maybe you didn't even see was kind of a gift of yours, you know? And you didn't, and like until somebody says like, you're really good at that. What are you holding yourself back from? I guess is my question today. I just try to give out as much free information, free content that is, it's up to you. Take it or don't. But if you take it and then you can go apply it and you see in your life, oh God, that worked. You're able to go buy a home or go buy a car or go do things. And then you're able to turn around with that information and open up conversation to somebody who you didn't even know really needs it. They've been waiting on you. Sometimes we don't make things a priority in our life because, I don't know, we almost don't feel like we're worth it, right? And if that's the way you feel, that's okay. Because sometimes we have to decide that you're going to do it for them, the people that are waiting for you to learn it. Because you can learn it easier and then you can break it down and make it more simple for them. And they're relying on you and you need this. So if you won't do it for you, do it for them. You're not the only one in the world that doesn't understand this.